Once a powerful kingdom in Northern Europe, Scandinavia's biggest country is always a joy to come back to. In this adventure, I revisit Sweden's gilded capital, Stockholm. Explore the 1,000 islands that surround it, marvel at cutting-edge Swedish design and technology, before getting lost in the frozen wilderness of Kiruna, where discoveries go beyond the surface. It's summer in Sweden's capital of Stockholm, and I was glad to be back. The days are long and bright, and the Swedes are out and about. Wandering around the city, you will be met with elegant architecture framed against a beautiful lakefront. In the old part of town called Gamla Stan, narrow cobblestone streets and medieval buildings will take you back to Stockholm's founding in 1252. In its heart is the Stortorget, the oldest square in Stockholm, once the center of economic and political activity. But not only has Stockholm preserved its old world heritage, it has also taken steps to protect its future. It was the first city in the world awarded the title of European Green Capital for having long-term solutions in place in protecting the environment and cutting down on carbon emissions. I met up with good friends John Grubbstrom, former president of the FAI, and Lars Ahlkvist, a ballooning buddy who have both visited me in the Philippines. They take me to Kastelholmen for a nice lunch under the shadow of the old military citadel. It happened to be Sweden's National Day, and everyone was out to celebrate.
So, Captain Joyler, welcome to Stockholm, Sweden.
Very happy to be here, and it's the National Day.
It
I
is.
come in the right time.
You're coming to join our celebrations.
Yes.
Now you'll enjoy some typical Swedish food with herring. It's marinated herring, meatballs, sausages, potatoes, salad, and of course a beer or a Coke.
Okay.
Typical Swedish.
Everything's good.
It was a perfect lunch with a view of Lake Malaren and the old town. Our Swedish National Day celebration continues, and John and Lars took me to the center of it all. Skansen, the world's oldest open-air museum. Here, you'll find a replica of a 19th century town, and you'll be sure to meet locals in their traditional dress.
So it's amazing to see you wearing all these costumes. What era and what period would these costumes be?
I would say it would be the 19th centuries.
19th centuries,
Yes.
okay.
So they usually use this for just festivities and like weddings and stuff when they need to dress up.
A little bit formal.
I was just in time to see these guys tap their toes to some traditional folk dances. Most of these dances originate from farmer folk, reflecting their way of life.
It's nice watching them and nice to be able to spend the National Day here in Stockholm.
But the celebration was far from over. As luck would have it, my good friends have arranged for me to have a personal audience with the Swedish royal family themselves, along with about 1,000 other people. Well, I still wouldn't pass up the chance.
So everybody's excited, waiting for the royal family to join us in the celebration of their National Day. Each one coming with a different band. representing the different communities and professions in the country.
The royal family finally arrived, much to the crowd's delight. Excitement and national pride hung in the air, and it was great to be part of it all. Before we called it a day, we drove to the nearby town of Vallentuna to revisit an airstrip. I have flown in Vallentuna before in Ake Janssen's DC-3, but it was not the only classic aircraft in this field. I met up with my good friend KG, who introduced me to Bjorn Ek and his nicely restored Republic CB. Intended as a hobby plane for airmen coming home from the war, it had a unique bulbous fuselage tapering into a slender tail, making it look like a tadpole with wings. Bjorn thought it would be a good idea to fly it over Stockholm's archipelago. As soon as we picked up speed, the tail went up and we were airborne. I could feel the original Franklin engine pulling the airframe with all its might. Bjorn let me have control, and it was a funny feeling steering the old-style yoke, which reminded me of an old American car. As we cruised, the CB gave superb visibility that allowed for great views of the islands below. Bjorn enjoyed pointing out some castles and other interesting islands. I could tell that this area was his playground. We soon found our landing spot and made our final approach with full flaps. With a deep V hull, it was a smooth touchdown. The flying boat settled quickly, balanced by the pontoons on both sides. The great thing about the aircraft was the reversing propeller, making it very maneuverable on the water. What a fun flying experience on this unique, classic aircraft over such a beautiful landscape. Up next, I trace Sweden's cultural and technical heritage through its aviation history while marveling at cutting-edge Swedish design and technology.